Hello students, today we will discuss our second chapter, the food factory of plants. I will try to cover this chapter in two parts, okay, but you may watch it in 2 to 3 segments as your comfort. This motive is taken to reduce the use of mobile, okay. So let's begin our discussion. We know that every living organism requires food for their growth and carry out different daily life activities such as studying, playing, working, and so on. So some living organism can produce their own food, but the other organisms cannot produce their food by themselves. Those organisms can produce their own food are known as autotrophic organisms or autotrophs. But those organisms that cannot synthesize their own food by themselves are known as heterotrophs. So heterotrophs depends for their food on the autotrophs. Now, in the world, autotrophs are the plants, or in other way, we can say any organism that bear green pigments, that is chlorophyll, can synthesize their own food. But the other organisms, those do not have green color pigment or chlorophyll in their body, cannot synthesize their own food. So they depends on these autotrophs for their food. So the main autotrophic organisms are the plants. Plant synthesize food in their leaves by the process of photosynthesis. So leaf is the site where photosynthesis occurs. So leaf is the kitchen of a plant or the food factory of a plant. During daytime, leaf take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and collect water that is absorbed by the roots of the plant. Leaf, having chlorophyll pigment, use this carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight to produce their food, that is the glucose. So we may say photosynthesis is a biochemical reaction in which plant absorb water through their root and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and then in chlorophyll containing tissue use these materials in presence of sunlight to produce glucose. This is the photosynthesis process. If we see the word photosynthesis, then we can find that photosynthesis, the word is made by two components, photos plus synthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to prepare. That means as this process occurs in presence of sunlight and synthesis or glucose is produced in this process, so this process is named in this way. So what is the site of photosynthesis? So the site of photosynthesis is the leaf of a plant. So now we will see the structure of a typical leaf of a plant. This is the structure of a typical leaf. A leaf has thin flat portion. This is the thin flat portion which is known as leaf blade. This leaf blade is coated by a waxy substance. This coating prevents the leaf from the loss of water and protects from any mechanical damage. The top portion of the leaf blade is known as leaf apex. The leaf blade has two surfaces. One is upper surface and another is lower surface. This is the upper surface of the leaf and this is the lower surface of the leaf. These two surfaces are not similar to each other. They varies from each other in respect of color and smoothness. The upper surface is dark and smooth in nature, and while the lower surface is rough and light in color. You can see in the leaf blade there is a fine tube-like structure that runs through the middle of the leaf. This fine tube-like structure is known as midrib, and several small tubes that are attached to the midribs and goes towards the periphery of the leaf blade are known as side vein. These veins, mid vein, side vein, these veins helps in transporting water, mineral and food to the all parts of the leaf. It has another function. It provides strength of the leaf blade and helps to maintain the shape of the leaf. The lower surface of the leaf possesses several pore-like structure. If we see the lower surface under the microscope, then you can see that in the lower surface there are several pore-like structure which are known as stomata, and through this stomata gaseous exchange is taken place. That means plant take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere during the photosynthesis and release oxygen to the environment, and take oxygen during respiration and gives out carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So for photosynthesis, carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll, these four factors are very much essential. In the process of photosynthesis, glucose and oxygen is produced, and this oxygen that is produced by photosynthesis is released by the plant by the leaves in the atmosphere, and this oxygen is the ultimate source of oxygen in the atmosphere, and which is very much essential for the life of every organism. Actually, during photosynthesis, plants absorb the solar energy present in the sunlight and convert this solar energy into chemical energy, and this chemical energy is present in the food. And when any living organism use this food, and when any living organism eat this food, this chemical energy present in the food becomes available to the organism, and by which the living organism carry out different their physiological activity. The glucose molecule that is synthesized during photosynthesis is used by photosynthetic tissue, that means any green part of the plant like leaves, young stem, young fruit, etc. And this glucose is also transported to the non-photosynthetic tissue also to meet their energy requirement. The excess glucose molecule that remains in the plant after utilizing their energy requirement is stored in the form of starch in different sites of a plant like leaf, fruit, seed, stem, root, etc. We can prove the presence of starch in green leaves by a experiment. This experiment is present in your book under the heading Activity 1. So in this experiment, at first we take a green leaf and boil it in the water. In the next step, we boil the leaf in alcohol. Then we have to wash the leaf in cold water. In the next step, if we add a few drop of iodine, then the leaves turns blue-black. It is a confirmatory reaction that starch converts iodine into blue-black color. So as starch is stored in photosynthetic tissue, so when we add iodine solution in a chlorophyll containing leaf, then it turns blue-black color. A question may arise in your mind that what is the necessity of the first 3 steps in this experiment, that is the boiling the leaf in water, then boiling the leaf in alcohol, and then wash it in cold water. What is the necessity of this 3 steps? By this 3 steps, the chlorophyll molecule present in the leaf is removed, so that the blue color which appears after adding the iodine becomes very much clear. We have already learned that chlorophyll is very much essential for the photosynthesis. So excess glucose that is stored in the form of starch should be present only in the photosynthetic part of the leaf. We can prove this by our next experiment. This experiment is present in your book under the heading Activity 2. Okay. In this experiment, we will take a variegated leaf that has both green and non-green portion. You can see in the image that the leaf that we take have both the green part and non-green part, that is the yellow part. Okay, so now in the next step we will treat the leaf in the same manner as we treat a leaf in the previous experiment. That means at first we boil the leaf in hot water, then we will boil the leaf in alcohol and then wash it in cold water, and finally we add few drops of iodine in the both green part and non-green part of the leaf. So the non-green part of the leaf do not turns the iodine solution into blue-black color, but the green portion of the leaf turns the iodine, which is like the color of liquor of tea, and this iodine turns into blue-black color by the green part of the leaf. We have also learned that carbon dioxide is very much essential for photosynthesis. So how can we prove that carbon dioxide is really necessary for photosynthesis? So we will perform another experiment which is mentioned in your book under the heading Activity 3. If we take a leaf and coat the both surface, that is upper surface and the lower surface of the leaf, by any waxy substance or any moisturizer or any lotion, and keep the leaf in open condition for 2 to 3 days, and then test the leaf for starch, then we can find that the leaf do not turn the iodine solution into blue black color. But a leaf from the same plant, if we treat that leaf without using the body lotion or moisturizer or any wax type substance, then that leaf turns the iodine solution into blue black color. So from this experiment we conclude that this body lotion or moisturizer, these substances close the stomata present in the leaf, so the leaf cannot take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which is very much essential for photosynthesis. So this leaf cannot synthesize their food. That's why they cannot turn iodine into blue black color. By another experiment, we will prove that sunlight is also very much essential for photosynthesis. In this experiment, we take a potted plant with green leaves and then select any leaf of that plant. Then we take a thin strip of black paper and place the strip of black paper in the middle of that selected leaf and wrap it around the leaf. Next, we place the plant in the outdoor for 24 hours. On the next day, if we remove the black strip from the leaf and then test the leaf for starch experiment as done in the activity 1, then we can find that the portion of the leaf that is covered by black paper do not turn iodine into blue black color, but the other regions of that selected leaf turns the iodine into blue black color. So by this experiment we can conclude that the portion which is covered by the black paper do not receive any sunlight, so it cannot photosynthesize. But the remaining part of the leaf can photosynthesize, and so they store starch in them. That's why they turns the iodine into blue black color. Now we come to the point, the function of leaf. The leaf serves various functions. It not only synthesizes the food, but also they helps the plant for gaseous exchange. That means the oxygen or carbon dioxide that is exchanged in between the plant and atmosphere is done by the leaf through the stomata. Next, in leaf another process is also occurring, that is the transpiration. That means it evaporate the water by the leaf surface, so that in the summer season this transpiration process makes the plant cool. In some plants, leaf also helps in reproduction. So that's all for today. Thank you.